Hi, I am Jody Pena-Castelli with Community Legal Services of Mid-Florida, Manager of Community Initiatives. And today with me, I have Managing Attorney of Older Adult Programs, Lizzie Johnson. Hi, Lizzie. How are you?
Hey Tay, I'm great. How are you?
I am just fine. So today I was hoping you could answer a couple questions for me. For those of you who are watching, remember that this is legal information, not legal advice. So if you do have a legal issue, you should reach out to an attorney. You can always call our helpline at 1-800-405-1417 to see if you qualify for services and to speak to an attorney. But with that being said, Lizzie, uh, we received a phone call at the office and somebody had noticed an account on a credit report that was not theirs. So it appears that they may have been a victim of identity theft. What can you tell me about that?
Well, first off, if you believe that you are a victim of identity theft is when someone, without your permission, uses your identity, such as your name, address, social security number, or other personal contact information to obtain usually goods or services without your permission. It is a crime. And also, there may be civil liabilities on you, but you also can go after that person if you can find out who they are and sue them possibly for civil theft or some other theory under the law. So if you believe that you are a victim of identity theft, there's a couple of things that you should do. Currently, we're only talking about credit card, but there's different kinds of identity theft, such as a person using your identity to obtain a job, which we call employment identity theft. They may use your identity to obtain medical services, which is basically medical identity theft. There's a lot of different identity thefts out there. If you think that you are a victim, please call our legal advice helpline at 1-800-405-1417. An attorney can talk to you more about what your options are and what you should do under the law to protect yourself. When it comes to credit reports, if you review your credit report and you believe that there's an account on there that is not yours, the Fair Credit Reporting Act applies. It is a federal statute. We all have a federal right to have accurate information reported on our credit report, if it's going to be reported at all by a creditor. First thing you should do is always pull your credit report. Under federal law, we all have a statutory right to a credit report. That means that we have a statutory right to receive a credit report from the three major credit bureaus, which are Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, every 365 calendar days.
And you can pull those reports from annualcreditreport.com, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
During a natural disaster, which is currently the coronavirus pandemic, we all have a weekly statutory right until April 20th, 2021 to receive a free copy of our credit report. And I encourage you to pull your credit report every week if you think that that is a need.
So under the current CARES Act, we can pull a credit report weekly up until April of 2021 through annualcreditreport.com.
Correct.
Now, that free credit report does not include the score, though. So if you want your score, you would have to pay for that.
Yes, typically. There's some debates, and depending on where you live at, not in Florida, some states allow you to get a free FICO score. That is the current trend that a lot of states are pushing, which will be very great for consumers. And just to warn you, every credit bureau has their own FICO score. FICO was really a trademark, so they all have their own scoring.
Right. A Beacon score, a FICO score.
Correct. Also, just to let you know, there's hundreds of credit reporting agencies. So, depending on where you got that credit report from, you'll have to go back to that credit reporting agency. And believe me, there's hundreds. Sort of like if you are going to get an apartment, apartments have their own specialty credit reporting agencies, a lot of them like to use, so they don't get your full credit report. They only get, I call it the nitty gritty. They only get what they need. So it's usually only a couple of pages of a credit report, and not necessarily, say, if you had a 10-page credit report, they don't want all that. They only want what they really need to determine whether you qualify for an apartment or not. So just wanted to let you know there's a lot of different ones. Thank you, Jody. Let's go back to your original question. If you review your credit report and you know that notice that there's a credit card on your account that you believe is not yours, in addition to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the Fair Billing Act may also apply, which is a federal statute that applies to credit cards. Typically, if you have a credit card account and you dispute certain charges, or you notice that something isn't correct, under the Fair Billing Act, you have 60 days to dispute a charge on a credit card. So that may also apply. There may be many other federal statutes or even state law that may apply if you have a credit card that's on your credit report that you believe is not yours. Also, if you are a co-signer or an authorized user of a credit card, that may also be reported on your credit report. So it may actually be a credit card account that you are using. It just may not be one where you necessarily a primary, or you really thought was yours, but you are actually using it. So another important thing, Jody, is if you see credit cards that's on your credit report, this may be something that you should, one, alert the police about. If you see numerous cards on your account, that can be significant, because that tends to be an indication, a strong indication, that you are a victim of identity theft. Another important thing is that you want to let your financial institutions know that you are a victim of identity theft, because you may need to close your checking account or your savings account, or ask your bank to give you a brand new checking account number, a savings account number, because maybe that account could have been compromised. You may also need to alert DMV, Department of Motor Vehicles. At least in Florida, if you're a victim of identity theft, you can have an alert put on your driver's license. Also, you should report that to the Federal Trade Commission. The Federal Trade Commission, or FTC, is a federal agency that oversees the identity theft database nationwide. And you should report your identity theft to the FTC so that your name is added to the national database for tracking purposes.
Great. I did not know that. That's awesome information. Thank you. So, Lizzie, let me ask you a question. If I notice there's an account on my credit report that is not mine, should I reach out to that account holder? Should I reach out to that lender, that credit card company whose account is listed, or is me reaching out to my financial institution and the police department enough?
I recommend that, one, you file a complaint with the FTC saying that you're a victim of identity theft.
Right.
Two, you notify your bank if you believe that your checking or your savings or anything that was relating to your financial institution has been compromised. Okay. As far as the unauthorized account being on your credit report, I recommend that you file a written dispute directly to the credit reporting agency. The credit reporting agency has a statutory duty to verify the information that appears in your credit report is accurate. When they receive your complaint, they will open an investigation. They will notify that particular company, or what we call as a furnisher. Somebody furnished that information to the credit reporting agency saying that you had an account with X bank. Therefore, when you notify the credit reporting agency that, hey, this is in my account, they will notify the furnisher. And the furnisher would then have to confirm that the information they provided was correct. And they generally have 30 days to investigate and to notify you the results of their investigation. If you cannot resolve that issue, you may have grounds against the credit reporting agency and or the furniture for that inaccurate information. And again, if you have any questions relating to this or the Fair Credit Reporting Act, call our office at 1-800-405-1417. A lawyer is on standby to answer your questions.
That is great information. Lizzie, thank you so much.